Hello viewers, and welcome back to Renowned Explorers Time to Die edition. We're going into the final expedition with reasonably a max of 5 resolve. That makes me a little nervous, and I think the fight's going to be very, very difficult. So, as far as survival goes, I'm very disappointed I didn't get this. So close. As far as survival goes, and we need to make a lot of gold, and I think we have the skills to make that gold here. Also, I think we're pretty well suited to the task of winning encounters in this place. Rumor has it, there's a lot of gold to find. Well, let's go find it. Yeah, we need defenses, and we need weapons. Honestly, we're probably okay on trinkets. Ah, the Egyptian desert. Yvonne is already complaining about being thirsty. Amelia sighs and checks the map you got from the Renowned Explorers International Society. There we are, big temple. By chance, a British expedition passes you. The leader of the caravan approaches you with enthusiasm. Ah, another fine group of explorers. Another group of fine explorers. Whatever, man. Be careful not to dry out in the desert. Visit an oasis to replenish your supplies. Well then, I suppose it's time to get started, so I can't see this number. Okay, it's a 1. Well, let's go to the node that has a thing at it. The crew finds some materials that can be used to create helpful gear and tools. Okay. Yeah, it would be cool to have another tool. What do we have right now? 2? Can we bring 2 with us? Amelia has a stroke of inspiration on how to use those British tools and British leftovers in just the right way. The result is some valuable experience and an excellent tool. And yes, it is valuable experience. It does level cap her, which gives her access to half damage tranquility. I like that a lot. How's everybody else on levels? Yvonne isn't even level 4 yet, and Victor is just barely level 4. Well, you know what's going to help is fighting these scorpions. Someone needs to distract those scorpions, quickly. Do I want to fight them for the XP? The encounter won't give us tokens. I think it would be better for us to try to distract them. This is a quick thinker thing. We should be able to sneak. No, not that well. Right, we don't actually have that many levels of rogue. We'll just fight them. Yvonne is a rogue, but she only has, I think, 1 level of rogue. Alright, so the encounter doesn't give tokens, it does give XP, and also it gets us to those sweet collect tokens that represent the gold that these things are sitting over. So they only have 30 spirit. Sorry about that. I heard a thing in my apartment. Turns out it's just the pipes. Yes, I am a huge fraidy cat about just about everything. Well, Amelia actually doesn't have the ability to get 30 damage through, it looks like. We're in Victor out here. These guys are going to attack physically, so I don't think we want to advance Amelia too much. Let's just do this. We'll take advantage of this natural bottleneck. Alright, there's no particular reason for us to worry about concluding the battle in any particular attitude if there's no tokens at stake. So let's just murder the crap out of all of these scorpions. Alright, easy enough. That rapier is really quite good. Well, it's not supposed to look like that. The scorpions are no match for your very simple, obvious code. A British camp. Thank goodness, the crew is running out of steam and could use a break. You want to approach the camp, but the guards look on edge. Some diplomacy might allow you to enter. Yeah, some diplomacy might. Here's hoping. Okay. Great, Yvonne takes a polite diplomatic approach with the camp leader, and you're allowed to stay. The whole crew enjoys some nice shade, a good night, and a jolly good cup of tea. In return, Amelia cooks for the soldiers. Alright, well, Yvonne's catching up. Yeah, I think we're gonna go a little more rogue. Poor Yvonne's just way behind on XP because she has less useful skills. You arrive at an oasis where some friendly nomads have set up camp. They're in a cheerful mood. Welcome, travelers. We just had a lucrative journey, and if that isn't enough, God has blessed us with this bountiful oasis. We want to share our fortune with you. Wow, that's cool. Let's do bussiness. Bussiness. This is where everybody pretends to be a bus. I think, as much as I like 4 supplies, a collect token is worth, or 3 collect tokens is worth 1 supply, I think. After some trading, chatting, and feasting, it's time for the crew to move on. The nomads cheerfully wave you goodbye and wish you the best of luck. Victor's secrets about his military past has gone beyond the pale for Yvonne. Crew members should be able to trust each other. If Yvonne is putting her life in Victor's hands, Victor should trust Yvonne as well. Victor turns around and sighs. All right. In the Battle of Malakoff, when Victor was still a young commander, he had a reputation as a remarkable defensive strategist. His division was untouchable due to his great caution. But as Victor was advancing so slowly, the enemy flanked his friend Edouard's division. His friend died there in the Battle of Malakoff, and Victor has always blamed himself. He might have received an honor for keeping all his men alive, but he feels he could have done more to save Edouard. Yvonne really appreciates Victor opening up. Sometimes a physical statement is your last resort, but war is indeed not something we should grow fond of. Yvonne and Victor trust each other a lot more now this story has been shared. So it looks like that wasn't the end of that crew story. It looks like there's more coming. Huh. Alright, so some speech and some armor. Handy stuff. The crew finds nothing of interest. That's not a big deal. It's fairly common to find -1 supply at blank nodes, so I'm happy to have nothing bad happen. A caravan of explorers from the British excavation forces looking to find treasures for the Empire. One of the investors seems to have an important document in his possession. Alright, -5 grit's not a big deal. Willing to take the chance. Although I guess we do have 3 tools. Yvonne escapes the explorers. Au revoir, slowpokes. I said the French part and then I couldn't... 2-syllable English words. Yvonne makes away with the document and some coin. Alright, so obviously we want to go to this thing. I'm just trying to figure out what the best route is here. Now let's just go there now, I guess. As you walk through the vast, boring desert, you suddenly see an unusual red sand hill. The crew walks toward the foot of the hill to see if there are any answers. We'll just climb it, why not? You make the climb to the top, where you are shocked to see a giant sunflower-like flower on top of the hill. You get a strange vibe from the flower. Well, then let's examine it. You know how Amelia feels about these things. You examine the giant leaves and the giant seeds of the sunflower. The smell around the flower is very nice and sweet. Yvonne tries to pull out one of the seeds to see if it is edible. Suddenly, the flower starts shaking heavily, and you're swallowed by the flower. You're being pulled into the hill. Things get a bit vague now. The vine suddenly lets go, and you find yourselves in some sort of organic room. The room is lit up by glowing algae. Well, let's study that algae. Why, these are no ordinary algae. These produce a nice glowing light, which makes underground life possible. Remarkable. Yvonne looks around and notices some dead bodies leaning against some organic spikes. Also that these spikes are slowly closing in. The longer you stay in here, the harder it will be to escape unharmed. True. Let's search the bodies. They look digested by the flower. It seems the flower eats any kind of life to survive. You search the bodies and find some old but valuable equipment. Splendid. The spikes are getting pretty close now. Everyone is looking for a way out when Amelia spots a beautiful and probably rare orchid. What an amazing sight. Amelia wants to take it, but is it worth the danger of being digested? Yes. The orchid looks even more beautiful up close. Amelia carefully picks up the orchid along with some earth and takes it with you. Right, we couldn't have not taken it. That would be out of character for Amelia. The Red Hill Orchid. Yeah, I think we're going to take this. Nature challenges are very valuable to us now. You have no room left to stand next to one another. Time to get out. This is going to hurt. 35% go. I didn't realize it was going to get quite so low. No. Ah, well. The spikes keep getting closer and closer. You keep searching for a way out or a weak spot in the spikes, but nothing. You are being squeezed together very hard, and some spikes are even stabbing you, until Victor finally finds an opening. You struggle hard to reach it, avoiding the most painful spikes, and you eventually make it. You now find yourselves at the foot of the hill and take a look back at a painful encounter with the beautiful but dangerous flower. Yeah, so I've been through that encounter a number of times, and I've never had the final odds be so bad. I didn't realize that it was going to be that ugly. The desert is merciless, but sometimes the sands hide something valuable. A trained survivalist might be able to find solace and wealth. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure we get these supplies. Fantastic! With sharp senses and instinct, Amelia manages to find edible roots and lost caravan coins. Even the desert drought can't tame Amelia's survival spirit. Oh, it might yet. We definitely have to hit nature nodes. The desert is full of interesting natural phenomena if you look well enough. Amelia might ask someone to keep an eye out for these. Alright, she investigates the desert. Amelia does a good job. All sorts of beetles and interesting materials are found. One stone even has a sort of supernatural feel to it, but Amelia must be imagining things. What is it with supernatural stones in this game? So we're gonna upgrade our gold again. Yeah, sure, let's camp. Okay. So as much as I like, you know, crew stories, I think we actually have to take the resolve story. Yvonne, we'll get to your thing some other time. Sorry. I'm gonna hold polymath. I might be able to get some decent points out of this. What do you have to get out of a campfire story for it to be valuable? I think 150 would probably be good enough. And she is a naturalist too and an archaeologist too. If we just get her a point of engineering somehow. If we got her to engineer 3, this would be worth 300. But anyway, the point is, we're doing this. The crew spends the night opening up and sharing stories about their pasts. Everyone is a little bit anxious to show vulnerability at first, but everyone reacts very supportively. In the end, they all feel a little bit closer to each other. The night has strengthened the crew's resolve. Yeah, I think we absolutely had to do that. Vitally important. Uh-oh. More stuff that I feel compelled to do. There's treasure. What's the point of the game if we're not getting the treasures? Alright, after navigating a particularly tenacious sandstorm, the crew finds something fantastic, the puzzling Red Pyramid of Sneferu. It is said to be notoriously dangerous, but uncovering its secret is every explorer's dream. As you approach the pyramid, you encounter an unpleasant surprise, Cassandra Shafiq. You distinctly remember each other from your encounter in the Highlands. Did we fight her at the beginning of this? I don't even remember. Oh, honorable member of the renowned explorers, it seems you've made it pretty far, no? No, thanks to you. Ah, yeah, take that. It matters not, yes? The treasures found in this pyramid are for me and Rivalu to take, yes? Rivalinis, keep them out while I go explore this pyramid. Cassandra enters the pyramid while you're stuck with her henchmen. Rivalinis, what a ridiculous name for henchmen. It is, I can't understand how they have any henchmen if they call them Rivalinis all the time. I wouldn't put up with that. Would you put up with that? Seriously, if you would put up with that, leave it in the comments, huh? Explain to me why you would put up with that. Okay, so, these guys are trying to be devious, which is good for us. We should be able to handle that pretty easily. No weaknesses. So we just get devious on them. Yeah, this'll do. Our attack stats are high enough now that this actually should be a relatively easy expedition, I suppose. We are taking this on a little later than we normally would, so we have an extra expedition worth of gold, effectively. The other thing about the campfire story, not taking Yvonne's crew story, is that it seems like a lot of these require 3 or so expeditions to work themselves out. If we started Yvonne's crew story now, I don't think we would get to finish it anyway. With those Rivalinis taken care of, you are free to enter the Red Pyramid. Cassandra already has a head start, though. Crew is inside the pyramid. Others have tried to best this pyramid, but they never got far. You arrive in the first room. It seems that Cassandra had noticed you coming. The path forward is blocked by a limestone plate. You could push the heavy thing aside, but an athlete rush might also do the job, and we are going to use tools on things that could cost us resolve. This is totally worth doing, by the way. Victor charges toward the stone, pickaxe in hand, and with great force shatters it. Such unbelievable force. You can continue forward, gaining some ground on Cassandra. People will also pay good money for some of the shards Victor just made. The crew carries on through the musty halls to find the fabled Chamber of Hieroglyphs. Switches with hieroglyphs are everywhere, each switch representing a notable achievement of the Egyptian civilization. A way forward is, just as you expected, absent. Cassandra must have passed through here just seconds ago. You find a message inscribed on the wall. If you want to visit my tomb, pay respect by listing my achievements. Well, it turns out that Emilia is just enough of an archaeologist to have a 100% chance on this. Emilia's knowledge of Sneferu is amazing. With great precision, Emilia presses all the right switches. Conquests in Nubia and Libya, the construction of an impressive building, and a secret door opens. The crew goes down a long hallway. It has abrupt corners as it goes down pretty consistently. The crew tries to make haste to catch up with Cassandra. The crew takes a final corner and sees a closing door. A massive stone door is sliding down. Cassandra must have triggered something to seal off the tomb. Okay. We still have Sekhmet coming up. But I think the only challenge involved in the Sekhmet thing is the challenge with the mummy general at the beginning, and I think Victor should be able to finish that, no question. So I'm going to go ahead and use our last tool, so there's no chance of us losing to resolve. You made it! The door is closing quickly, but Yvonne is the last one to slide through it heroically before it slams down. Time to go face Cassandra in the burial chamber of Sneferu. Pharaoh's burial chamber. Riches, secrets, documents, but above all, the mask. What an absolutely stunning treasure. Unfortunately, Cassandra arrived just seconds before us. Alright, let's dispense with the small talk, lady. Give it. Violence. Let us make with the violence. And then we'll do... Yeah, okay, friendship is looking pretty good. We'll start with violence, and we'll make with the friendship afterward. Okay, so... Again, no particular weaknesses. Cassandra herself is weak against excitement. So... What do I want to do here? That's interesting, it doesn't actually show the damage. Okay, this is going to be speech defense, is going to be our most important thing. So I'll have Emilia move up to the front, take one of these guys down. And then Victor and Yvonne can move back. I'm concerned, actually. I don't know how close Victor's actually going to be able to move. It's quite a distance. Yeah, he can't get adjacent to that guy. Well, so we could go for the devious attack, but it's not very good. Or actually, we don't have a choice. It's devious attack or nothing, basically. Well, I'm going to try it over here on this one, who is not resistant and also who is suffering the minus speech defense aura from Amelia. Okay. She doesn't seem all that impressed, really. Okay. I appreciate this guy closing the distance. That's not very much damage. Well, we'll let it cool. We'll let it stay off cooldown for a little while longer. Right now, let's keep removing enemies. Unfortunately, I don't really want Amelia to attack Cassandra because I don't want to leave her excited. When Amelia attacks Cassandra, it's got to be followed up by somebody else. Pleasant. That was a heck of a thing to do. I'm not sure that was wise. Ah, and she lowered her defenses as well, on top of everything. So let's stack up as many bonuses as possible here. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Yes, let us all be buddies. Not too bad. 134 point speech attack. Cassandra trusts us to take the mask. I must admit, you are very talented, yes. I trust the Mask of Sneferu is in good hands with you, yes. I hope to see it soon in a museum. Well, so we get one of each type of large token. And we get the mask. Your current highest level survivalist gains +1 discovery on survivalist spins. It is her, right? Yeah. Yep. With that, your adventure in the Red Pyramid has reached its conclusion. The crew will long remember the race against Cassandra, how Yvonne barely slid underneath the closing door, and how you obtained the Mask of Sneferu, fair and square. The Mask of Sneferu and Squareu. The crew finds nothing of interest. Great. How about over here? Nothing of interest. How about over here? Nope, still nothing. Hey look, it's those nomads again. It's the same nomads again. Okay, at this juncture, I think I want supplies because there's a particular node I'm still looking for. I don't know if it always occurs in the desert, but I wanna keep looking. After some trading, chatting, and feasting, it's time for the crew to move on. The nomads cheerfully wave you goodbye and wish you the best of luck. Nothing. Okay. So, I'd like to wind our way back like this, so that I hit as many nature nodes as possible, obviously. A ravine. You might find something useful at the bottom. Someone can climb down, but in doing so in the searing heat will cost supplies. So we'll lose a supply no matter what. But this is a survivalist spin, so victory means a discovery token. So we're going to go for it, and we've used up all of our tools already. Oh, crap. While climbing down in the searing sun, Amelia takes a misstep and tumbles. The crew saves her just in time. The climbing gear is gone. And because the game is filled with hatred... Wow. Actually, there's like no good way... Yeah, this sucks. We'll go here. Crew finds a cryptic hieroglyph tablet. Everyone takes a look at it, but comes up with different interpretations. Then, we decide to go with Amelia's. The tablet shows the location of ancient sites. The War Temple of Kemhut is but one of them. Yep, and the other one is that Red Pyramid. We were already there. This is not useful. So it would be 2 supplies, and then 2 supplies. Yeah. I guess this is what we're going to do, but I'm not happy about it. Exploring the desert becomes easier when some set up camp when some set up camp while others explore the surroundings. So, Emilia will go exploring, and also Yvonne? Victor's good at setting up a camp. Oh, man. Unfortunate. Yvonne and Emilia get lost. They're looking for a way back to camp. Yvonne is pretty sure there's a way back through the south. Emilia thinks they should walk back to the rocky hill they just passed. Well, this plan is great, but it's not going to work. This plan is certainly going to work and gives us a discovery token. I really would love to take a swing at gaining a resolve, but we definitely cannot afford the -2 supplies. Following Amelia's plan, they go back to the hill. Not only do they manage to reorient themselves from there, but they also find the lapis gemstones that they previously missed. Cool. After a while in the desert, you finally see an oasis on the horizon. After a long, hard struggle through the vast, hot desert, you finally reach an oasis. There's a lake with some fish, date palms, plants, and a few other people who are resting here. Everybody but Victor is going to refill the water for the journey ahead. What will Victor do? He'll pick dates, obviously. What do fighters do anywhere on Earth? They pick dates. Victor climbs to the highest point of the date palm and starts picking. A gust of wind, it should be, shakes the tree, but Victor holds on and all the dates fall down, enough to even make some money. And everybody else has refilled the canteens. We are now at 4 supplies. We need to wrap this up in a real hurry. You suck. And then, of course, everything takes 2 supplies to travel through. Yep. And we're taking supply penalties. Yvonne loses speech power, which is the worst possible outcome. Okay. Speech defense. So, it looks like, no, it is not a guarantee. There is often a node that allows you to gain, belief in the occult. But it looks like I don't have that node this time. Well, that's a shame, because the point of archaeologist that Emilia would have gotten from that would have been really useful. If you're a level 4 archaeologist, you get an extra treasure in the Temple of War. The crew approaches the temple. It's in excellent state. However, the seal has already been removed. Emilia tells the crew that the temple is dedicated to Sekhmet, the goddess of war and destruction. Yep. After following a hallway, the crew arrives at the Chamber of War. Sarcophagi of soldiers are aligned against the wall, and a stele stands tall in the center. It seems someone has been here before. The crew sees no way to continue, so an investigation is started. In the search, Emilia approaches the stele and reads it out loud. By decree of Sekhmet, only those skilled in the art of war may proceed. And then here's a mummy general. Beat me in a game of war, O living thing, and prove your worth. Well, I think, yeah, Victor should be pretty good at that. A tactical masterclass by Victor. Victor's Egyptian chariots outflank the general's Hatti spear division, and Victor delivers a decisive blow. Impressive. You are worthy of meeting Sekhmet. The crew now moves on through a long and dark hallway. The crew can only see ahead with the flaming light of their torches. Wall paintings describe locations where offerings were brought to Sekhmet in order to win her favor in war. You have a feeling you're missing something here. I actually do think that gold is probably more important right now. At least 30 minutes pass. The crew walks down the very long corridor. Victor feels very uncomfortable in this enclosed, dry place, but Emilia bolsters the crew's will to carry on. Then you hear some noises in the distance, and you find a new room, sacred ground to the goddess Sekhmet. The room is lit red with the oddest light and filled with ancient treasure. And here's a cat lady. Finally, I am whole again. First, I need to repay my debt. The goddess of war has been called to wage war against the enemies of her followers. You! Now bow down to me, or be the first ones to fall. And we're gonna make her our friend somehow. That's the plan. I don't know what could possibly cause that. winter. You can always, if you are cold, put on more layers. If you are too hot, the number of layers you can take off is really quite limited. At some point, you're going to have nothing left but skin. Alright, so... these guys are weak to a lot of stuff. The zombies are not... or zombies. The mummies are not the problem in this encounter, though. Anybody can beat up some mummies. I don't know what is going on with the game tugging so much. I actually have less garbage open now than I did when I was recording earlier today. I was not having these problems. Let's see if we can get... nope. Failure, because Victor is a failure in life. So this sucks. See, friendliness is by far the most fragile of the moods. Or the attitudes, rather. Can't use any physical attacks, and you can't use 2 devious attacks to down an enemy. Alright, I think I'm going to throw a Tranquility real early here. Get it on cooldown and recovering. Alright, I'm going to have to move her to here to get optimal impact. Really? You couldn't figure this out? You couldn't get 1 more damage on him? Yeah, this sucks, because we're about to get pincered and hit from both sides, and that is going to hurt. I don't think that we want to switch to aggressive, though. Right, yeah, this keeps us out of range of those guys for 1 more turn. So we're gonna have 1 turn here that's gonna be a little difficult. Alright, this next turn is gonna hurt a little bit. Best buddies, yeah. Okay, Sekhmet's not, or it says Bastet. I think it's supposed to say Sekhmet. Bastet and Sekhmet are not the same. Any Egyptologist will tell you. I think. Actually, I don't know that. Never mind. Let's see if we can get this done. Okay, that time it landed. So we have to now figure out what we're going to do with her. Being friendly kind of sucks, is my primary concern. Actually, let's step back to here and just do this here. So this attack lowers their aggressive stats. I'm going to go ahead and eat a turn of lowered defense against enemies who have reduced attack stats. But now that Mummy is very weak, and Victor can deal with that. Yvonne has Deride, although I guess it's not going to matter because once again all of the enemies focused on the same target. You know, the aggro. It says that the thing was going to cause enemies to focus her, but that stuff never works when you want it to. I thought I was going to be able to res her from here, but I'm not. This is technically not adjacent. So we're gonna have to pick her up this turn. Alright. So you have to be awakened. If I move her out, can Victor get adjacent to... Nope. Of course not. So what we need is for Victor to do Inspiring Attack, really. But Inspiring Attack on this guy is tremendously wasteful, but it looks like we're doing it because we don't have a choice. We have to do it because we need to get them off of Impressed. Yes, Bastet is transforming. We're all very impressed with you. Her weaknesses are a little different, it looks like. I think I'm going to take advantage of this moment to land some sadness. We're going to be transforming her back in a moment. Wow, that's quite a zombie run. Okay. So what do I want to do here? I actually do have Tranquility available again. And it does barely any damage. Never mind, I won't even bother. But we can take care of these incoming mummies. Seems like a fine time for a stabbing. So how are we on Peace Treaty? Curious what the cooldown is. One more turn. Well, we have to start hitting with friendly abilities. There's not really any two ways about that. I wish I had done these in a different order. Oh, actually, she's immune to Excited right now, and also... Yeah. Also, Amnesia Shot will remove friendliness points from this meter, so I actually don't want to do it. We'll just do this. Alright, and then this turn I think we have access to Peace Treaty, so we can shift things peaceful if we want very quickly. Try to keep the mummies away from us for as long as possible here. It is a shame that we can't hit her with exciting attacks. But this is the last turn anyway. The mummies I don't think can reach us. Yeah. And alright, so we at least took down this boss with only a little bit of frustrating resolve loss. Your friendly approach has proven its worth once again. Your friendly ways have convinced Sekhmet. I see this world does not need the goddess of war right now. Fine, I will return to my heavenly realm. Alright, everybody got +2 speech permanently, that's cool. And then, we get a mask of pure gold and precious metals. 4 discovery tokens or 4 treasure hunt tokens. Well, a treasure hunt is like 85 gold. And this is more, actually. We've upgraded these so much that they're worth more gold. As you pick up the mask, the temple starts shaking. The whole goddess reviving thing has left the temple a tad unstable. Who would have thought? So we try to run away, try to escape from the collapsing temple. We fail. Oh no, whatever shall we do? You almost made it out while leaving spoils behind, but the entrance collapsed in front of you. Amelia is starting to panic. Are you stuck here for the rest of your life? That's when a huge steam drill opens the entrance. Who's that? Why, it's Rivaloo. Oh, hello. Don't you know this place isn't safe for amateurs? Amelia is more frustrated than relieved at being saved by your rival. He continues. I am here to investigate a sinister group called the Anti-Explorers. Have you seen anything? Rivaloo seems to have expected that. Of course not. You're a rookie. Stupid of me to ask. However, I fear they pose a threat to all of us. He then continues in a lighter tone. I'll handle this matter myself. Now, why are we still here? This place has been explored. Let's move out. He's a dickhead, but he's on the right side. You know, he's not 100% a dick. It's just mostly. So, 4 free encounter tokens from our Sword of Justice. You know, that thing was pretty okay. We got okay payouts from that. I like this version of the closing music a lot. Alright, 1,942 gold. It's enough to make a start. As you return to London, Pinkerton greets you. Yeah. One last expedition. Judge me on my scientific achievements? Yeah. Alright. When they leave, Amelia gathers the crew. It's time to prepare one last time. So, we still don't have a reason to do almost any of this. Let's send it to Beijing. Yep. So, I think that it now makes a lot of sense for me to do this, because our discovery tokens are so great. But actually what we should do is spend the research that we already have. So, still didn't manage to find a way to make her a level 4 archaeologist. Actually, hold on. Can we, though? Excavation, that's one she has, unfortunately. So... we can pick up... no, steam engines. Why does it have to be steam engines? That's the only engineer perk she already has. Why? Why, Wild Whistling Willie? Why? My other option is... nope. Nothing here. Well... that's a bummer. We could get her a survivalist perk. These guys cost 400, but we'll have enough after we do one insight drop. Weapons expert is something we have already. No, it is not. Okay. Well, we'll do this one then. We'll get weapons expert for him. Okay. So let's... well, the point of that was trying to figure out whether I can make a thing happen here, but it looks like no is the answer to that question. So we'll do this. Yep, focus on friendly. We'll do this. Focus on friendly. And then anthropology maxed out will give me plus 25 renown. I don't know. Oh, we should max it out because we'll get an extra supply. This is plus 1 supply. Oh, and actually it makes sense to do this anyway because, well, hold on, we'll see. How much was it? 500. Never mind. Looks like we're going to be doing this all the way out. Obviously, friendly. Okay, so what we've picked up is an extra encounter token for finishing friendlies, +1 supply when finishing friendly, and from this, +25 renown when finishing friendly. Okay, so we have this. In this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig. So you want Tactician, Weapons Expert, or Archaeologist Excavation. That's funny to me. I'm amused. So, okay, Victor gets to be a level 5 Tactician. That's always a nice thing to have around. I'd love to pick up Brother Christopher, just don't have the resources. So, what I do have the resources for is some continued improvements. So, defenses. Defenses are important. We're also actually quite low on offense, in my opinion. We're looking at just in the 40s on a lot of this stuff. But not dying is really important. How important is it? This is a question. Should I just go up to the best possible book on her? It does have twice as much speech power. Yeah, let's try to defeat the enemies before they become a problem. Let's make that the plan. 14 speech power, you know. I was considering whether it would be reasonable to give Victor that Master Book of Joy, even though it doesn't fit his attacks, just for the extra power. But +10/+10, it's still like really, really good. Okay, so now we buy armor. We really do not have good defenses. Okay, you two. Unfortunately, we can't afford the good stuff for both of them. But Victor's gonna need an adventure memento. And then Yvonne can get the 450 armor. Okay, well, it's not quite as much as we would have hoped, but this is where we're at. So, come back next time and wrap things up. Yeah, I spent all my resources. And wrap things up on the Lost Island. We tried desperately, first of all, to figure out what's up with that force field, and secondly, to maybe finally defeat the Raptor Queen. And we'll see you then.